Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Millie and here are my 5 recommendations on things to do in Koh Phangan. Number 1, hire mopeds. This is an absolute must if you want to explore the island on your own schedule. This is a great way of saving money and you won't need any public transport. So we spend about 200 bahts a day, which is about €5, and I don't actually know if I'm saying it right. Is it baht or baht? Leave me a comment below what you think it is. Depending on the island and depending on how long you're keeping them for, you can haggle with the price a little bit, but we found in general this was more or less the set price. As the roads can be really uneven over there and you might find yourself driving over dirt tracks and stuff like that, we found it a lot safer to have one each. Helmets are included in the price, but make sure you wear it because, as I said earlier, the roads can be quite dangerous and at certain times of the day it does get really busy. Remember, when hiring a moped, make sure you take photos of it from every angle and the person renting it to you can see you taking the photo. This way, you're less likely to get scammed and you can't be accused of scratches that were already there. It's really easy to get petrol over there, anywhere you are. They're sold in these glass bottles on the side of the road and cost about 40 baht per litre. If you are planning on renting your bike for a few days and you are going to be using a bit more petrol, we would definitely recommend fueling up at a petrol station first, as it worked out a lot cheaper for us. So my second recommendation is Zen Beach. This was our favourite beach on the whole island, not just because it was scenic, even though it was its vibe and atmosphere that really stood out to us. Just as we got onto the beach, people were doing yoga and meditating, and the whole beach literally smelt like incense sticks. The most popular time is to go just before sunset. Just as the sun was going down, people were getting out instruments and having a little jam session. Just from talking to other people, we found out that the jam session happens every sunset, every night, so you won't miss it. The best way we found to get there was by moped, but remember where you park. It gets really busy, and when it gets dark, it's really hard to find yours, as there's hundreds and they all look the same. That was our favourite beach, but there are also 2 others that I would recommend going to. The first one would be Thong Nai Pan Yai Beach, and this is in the northeast of the island. And it does take a while to get to, as you have to drive over the mountain to get there. It is a really scenic drive though, so it's definitely worth making the trip. The sea was crystal clear and the sand was typical what you'd find on a paradise beach. It was very quiet there, hardly anyone around, but they did still have bars and restaurants on the beach. And the second beach I'd recommend, you can't even find it on a map. It's a little beach in the middle of the sea that you have to walk through the sea to get to. The beach is directly opposite the Freeway Bar. It's not really the beach that you would spend much time at, but it is a really quirky little stop off on the way to somewhere else. The third place I would recommend is the Amsterdam Bar. This is another fantastic spot for watching the sunset. This is about a 10-minute drive from the Thong Salat Pier, and this place just had a really nice laid-back atmosphere. You have to take your shoes off before you enter, as the whole floor is covered in cushions to sit on. It's so comfortable. They have a great selection of cocktails and smoothies which you can enjoy while you're sitting around the pool. There is a DJ there every night who plays really cool, chill house music until late at night. This is a great spot for getting those Instagram perfect photos to make all your friends back home a bit jealous. Make sure you do get there a while before sunset, as this place does tend to get quite busy and you do want to secure your spot. So the fourth thing I would recommend doing is going and checking out the waterfalls. Koh Phangan is the perfect place to go chasing waterfalls. There is so much choice as they are scattered all over the island. This is another great reason for hiring mopeds, as you probably wouldn't be able to get to them otherwise. I'd probably say Paradise Waterfall was our favourite, but we did struggle to find it. It was in the middle of the jungle and it wasn't very well signposted. We eventually did find it and it was definitely worth the trek. There is a little pool at the bottom of the waterfall which is perfect for a dip to cool off after the sweaty hike. And then we went to this place, which I can't pronounce the name of. This is a great place to go, but you will need a few hours. We went to a few different waterfalls here, hiked up to the viewpoint and then swam in a pool in the middle of the jungle afterwards. Another waterfall we found was Than Sadet Waterfall. We stopped off here on the way to Thong Nai Pan Nhai Beach, and this was by far the easiest one to get to. You just park on the side of the road and it's a 2-minute walk, no jungle trekking. I've got to admit, I wasn't too impressed by this waterfall. I think Koh Phangan has much better waterfalls to offer. But this waterfall would be a great visit if you do have kids, as it's so easily accessible. But if you don't have kids, this brings me on to my 5th point: go to a full moon party. You can't go to Koh Phangan without experiencing the full moon party. This attracts 5,000 to 30,000 tourists every month. It takes place on Zen Beach, which is on the south of the island. It's a long beach full of beach bars, DJs and alcohol. Every bar has a massive sound system and is playing music until sunrise. There are plenty of fire shows going on, and there are also lots of fire activities that you can take part in. Most people buy a bucket which contains half a bottle of spirits and 2 mixers. You have to make sure when you are buying drinks that the seal is unbroken, as we've heard a few rumours about bottles being filled up with cheap alcohol, or worse. Getting the luminous body paint is a must, and it's all part of the experience. As you're walking towards the beach, there are loads of stalls where you can pay someone to paint specific designs on your body. This can be quite expensive, relatively speaking, but if you do walk further towards the beach, you can find do-it-yourself stands where you can save a fortune. Just make sure to wash it off properly at the end of the night, because I've heard some of the fines can be really expensive if you stain bedding or towels. On that, make sure you book your accommodation well in advance, because the accommodation on the island tends to get booked up. Or, like us, you decide to go last minute and end up with a budget room paying double. The best way to get there is by jumping in a tuk-tuk van. These are super easy to get hold of, as when you're walking up the street, they drive past every few minutes. The full moon party has an entry fee of 100 baht, which goes towards the cleanup of the beach. It is advised to leave all valuables in your hotel room so you don't lose them or get them stolen. But in general, most people there are there to have a good time. You've just got to be careful of your surroundings. Personally, I don't think the full moon party was really for me. I live in a touristy part of Spain where I see partying every night. But although it wasn't my thing, I am really glad I went just to experience it. So those were my 5 top things to do in Koh Phangan. We really enjoyed this island, and although I only mentioned 5 things, I do feel like this island has a lot to offer. We spent 4 days here and we felt that was long enough to do everything that we wanted. If you do want to see our experience of Koh Phangan and see all the other things we get up to, check out our other vlogs. I'll leave a link down below. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I upload a new video every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified every time I upload. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you next Friday.